Good morning, it's Nikki here from the Enchanted Woodland in France. It's the 9th of April, it's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and yesterday we had quite a storm. There was winds of about 80 kilometres an hour, and we've had rain for a few days, and the wind was very strong. And yesterday I came up just to see what was going on in the woodland, and this had happened. So I don't know if you remember, but this was actually upright, obviously. It had fallen down, and it created almost like an archway to walk into the old barn. And that's actually fallen down because it was a dead wood, and Steve was worried about it anyway. And so it finally collapsed. And it's pulled with it also a willow that was part of the... I think there was actually a dead willow and a live willow. And you can see, obviously it's pulled up all the roots. And then we still have a lot of roof tiles under there as well, and old stones that have fallen. And the old ivy that had climbed up it. So we've just got that stump left now. And then you can see there was a live one that was still alive here. So it's quite a high. I don't think I realised how high this one was. But we can see at the end the old willow as well. I can't actually walk around that at the minute. So I'll walk you back round. So Steve is now going to, at some point, maybe not yet, create a new arch for here. A more rustic arch with, I don't know how we're going to do it yet, with branches, woven branches, we don't know. But to create a new entrance into the barn. And just for an update, obviously more tiles, and within the excavation plot we had found these are part of the old wheel. They would actually fit part onto the axle as well. I've got other parts here, and then you can see that I've actually now covered the whole wheel rim, and it goes all the way around here, comes up to there, and then we have the rest of it coming around here. So we've actually calculated, we've measured it and calculated the diameter of that wheel would have been 5'6", and the axle, which is here, is 5'3", and so it's, I think it's going to be some kind of hay cart that they had for transporting hay out of the field. And then I also started digging a bit, excuse the bag at the minute, but this corner is just full of roof tile. Really, it's like every trowel I picked up, it was just full of broken tiles. So a lot, not much going on apart from roof tiles on that part. Pretty well sure that this place would have been emptied before it collapsed. People would have taken anything that was really necessary out of there. And then the woodland is just coming on, it's coming out more and more green now. The carpet of celandine on the floor. And then we have our little food forest, so the little raspberries growing and blueberries. The strawberries, the rhubarb. And luckily the willow just missed the chokeberry. How about that? Just fell exactly within the limits of it. And it's lovely to see the close-ups of the willow. I think that it's a really lovely colour. Quite sagey in colour. had my first cuckoo this morning. This seems to be a bit later than last year, about probably about a week later. Here's little Trinity following with us. Hello, Trinity. And then the pond has also filled up a lot. So that's, yeah, well filled up. So Steve wants to make some type of channel that will run down to feed the veggie plot, which would be perfect if we can get the water almost staying permanently in there. Come on, Trinity. Come on, my good girl. And then here we have the sweat lodge. So the sweat lodge is originally Native American, has been Native Indian, and is also used in shamanism. And it's very basic. It's some type of like a sauna. On the outside, you'll have we'll have a fire pit where the stones will be warmed and then taken into the sweat lodge to heat it up. And then from that, you have the cleansing process of a sauna, so it really helps to revitalise and cleanse you. And at the same time, there's also a spiritual process going on as well, and we could do journeying, shamanic journeying, and then be outside on the fire pit doing drumming, trances, dance, singing. But we've just covered it over right now. Oh, and we have Neo as well. Because of the high winds last night, we did not want it obviously to be taken over and blown away. So he has tied it up. And there's a few layers in there. There's a first layer, which is, you may just be able to see it, almost like a fabric on the inside, and then covered by plastic, and then this, which is, I think it's quite a thermal. And funny enough, Steve had bought this. The inside, the plastic and the fabric was like a garden igloo for growing in, and he had bought it second hand, but all the frame just collapsed. It just would not work. And so he kept it, and lo and behold, it's exactly the right size for the lodge he built out of willow and using an old trampoline base. Perfect size. And then he had an old gazebo, and that got blown away in a storm, and he couldn't use because the frame for that also went. And this is what's been used for the outside. So everything, has come by, just happened to be there. And it never really just happened to be, does it? Everything happens for a reason. So you see that the shamanic lodge is right at the top left of the woodland. The entrance to the woodland is right down there. And this is where we'll be probably having the labyrinth around this area, and then also an area of grass and wildflowers for picnic if you wanted a place to sit down and just admire the woodland. And it's lovely to come here after the rain and the calm, after the very high winds. The birds are singing. And I've also managed to, incidentally just clean off a lot of the bramble that was on the floor. I'd burnt a lot. This is what this was here. So I cleared up all this area. Ow! Catch was using me as a tree, Neo. And then we've yet to light another fire on this area to clean up these bits and scrape up off the floor here. I would like to get this area to be almost bramble free, so that we can walk barefoot if needed. Trinity and Neo, as always, having a little matrix fight going on. Just as in the film. Come on, you two. Neo. Trinity's being a bit of a boss at the minute. She keeps smacking our dog on the nose when he's been really lovely to them. And she kind of hitting the other cat. She's a bit of a dominant one right now. So I've been doing a bit of emotion code, a bit of energy healing to release the anger from her. So here we come back down to the barn. All this was now waiting. Now the worst rain has been. We're hoping that the farmer's going to come this week and motivate this whole lot, because we need to get the plot going. So there you can see still a bit to be pulled down off there. Get that completely down this weekend. And then while we've been working on the woodland, I've also started with the healing garden from the Jeet. I'm going to take you around the back way, past a little compost bin. So in blue, that is the rotavator that the farmers lent us to do the Jeet garden. This will be cleared up before long. Our little Jeet where I'll be doing workshops. And then here we have the little garden that I want to make into a healing garden. So on this side we have our little swing seat. So we've already got raspberries at the end. And then on here I've bought already chamomile, thyme, borage, comfrey, artemisia, amaranthus, and there's something else to put in, lavender. And so I shall build up this place so it's really a garden for healing. So with edible flowers as well, and the herbs and plants that can be found quite easily. The dandelions as well I'm keeping. We've kept these, one for the flowers for the bees because that's their first source of nutrients, and then also I really want to make a salad with the leaves, because dandelion salad is lovely. It's quite bitter, but it's nice with a vinaigrette. These cats. So there we have it. I shall leave you in the healing garden for our next episode. So please don't hesitate to subscribe and like our channel for more and more updates as this gets going, especially spring is now coming. There's going to be a lot of activity going on. Have a great weekend.